FEMA and the hidden underground government. If you still believe that the entire government of the United States is for the people, you may be surprised to know that the elite heads of our government do not demonstrate those same views. The federal agency known as FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, is propagandized as being an emergency relief agency, whose primary responsibilities are to assist the citizens of America during times of crises, such as war or natural disasters, hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, droughts, etc. And, while this scenario is partially true, it is by no means the primary responsibility of this powerful arm of America's secret government. While the administrative headquarters of FEMA is located in Atlanta, Georgia, with various branch offices across America, the tactical headquarters are located in a gigantic underground facility near Blue Mount, Virginia. This site is called Mount Weather, and has also been referred to as the Western Virginia Office of Controlled Conflict Operations, a name that will appear more accurately descriptive as you read on. The federal government took control of the land in 1903 and used it for various projects until 1936. This is when the U.S. Bureau of Mines started a major digging and construction project that wound up being a literal underground city. It is complete with streets and sidewalks, private apartments, cafeterias, hospitals, supply stores, and even its own mass transit system. Furthermore, it has a water purification system, fed by lakes and underground springs, and of course, its own power plant and sewage disposal system. This is quite a contrast to the visible, above-ground structures, which give the appearance of an innocent complex of a dozen or so well-kept government communication-type office buildings with antennas and microwave relay systems. All this is located on a beautiful landscape and shows no resemblance of anything really strange. Beneath the unsuspecting ground-level complex is what is often called the Doomsday Hideaway. This huge mystery mountain of secrecy has gone virtually unnoticed by the public, and even most members of Congress are unaware or very unfamiliar with it. It is a self-contained, fully equipped, and operational headquarters for the hidden parallel government of the United States and more. Here is a list of some of the departments and agencies that are housed within the heavily protected mountain. The Departments of Agriculture, Commerce, Health, Education and Welfare, Housing and Urban Development, Interior, Labor, State, Transportation, and Treasury. Some of the federal agencies located within are the FCC, Selective Service, the Veterans Administration, the Federal Power Commission, the U.S. Postal Service, and the Federal Reserve, which, by the way, is not controlled by the federal government. Another little-known fact is that the headquarters for the World Bank is located in this safe haven. FEMA, who also heads up the Multi-Jurisdictional Task Force, a national and international military police force, which is a story within itself, is the commanding agency over the Mount Weather operations. In the event of a national crisis, which nowadays may be anything the president decides it to be, FEMA takes full control of the executive branch of government and rules the nation with all the powers of martial law. Each of the federal and private agencies located within the Mount Weather complex is under the control of a single individual. The person in control of each agency or department is not elected by the people, but are appointed by the president. They have their own staff or cabinet members who are also appointed and answer directly to the powerful cabinet head. It is a duplicate of our federal government, but without the consent or even knowledge of the taxpayers who fund it. The other fundamental difference is that cabinet members and cabinet heads of each duplicate government department are not trained to be a democratic government in waiting. They are, however, a well-trained dictatorship in waiting, not to serve the public, but rather to help administrate control over the public, while FEMA directs the execution of military police operations against the citizens of America. FEMA has been in charge of a military police force for several years. This multi-jurisdictional task force, mentioned above, has been actively conducting training operations across America, mostly in larger cities, under the guise of an anti-terrorist training operation. The real purpose of these illegally performed training operations, known as MOUT, military operations in urban terrain, are actually for preparing these teams to take control of major population population centers, disarming American citizens and crushing many rebellious or anti-government groups who attempt to resist the military takeover. These so-called anti-terrorist training missions, MOUT, are scheduled to increase in 1999. These unsuspecting maneuvers, assaults around the nation are illegal because they are being conducted without the required permission from most state governors and city officials. Members of the public have been terrified in cities where these operations have occurred. Unmarked helicopters and black-hooded, armed troops descending on unsuspecting American mass population centers is one of the most gross and infringing violations of governmental and military authority ever perpetrated on the U.S. citizenry. But this is mild compared to what it will be like when the training stops and real implementation begins. Yes, indeed, FEMA is definitely an emergency management agency, and when the president decides there is a national emergency, FEMA will certainly do the managing. Now, getting back to FEMA's underground headquarters and some of their other functions. FEMA, as you would suspect, has the most advanced communication and data compiling technology available. Their massive data bank includes information on practically every citizen in the U.S. It also has lists of nearly all organizations or groups, especially those whom they consider subversive or militant. This basically includes every group, organization, and many individuals who actively oppose the goals, aims, and objectives of our increasingly imperial American government. Your name may very well be on this list. However, there is another list of names kept by FEMA, and I bet your name is not on it. This is a list of approximately 10,000 people, in addition to the president and his selected staff, who are considered essential people to ensure the rebirth and continued survival of the country after a nuclear war wipes out the rest of us. Mount Weather will be their luxurious safe haven in such a catastrophe. It's probably reassuring to know, however, that FEMA didn't leave the protection of the rest of us out. They print a brochure that tells us we can construct makeshift protection shelters out of bookshelves, various furniture, and such. Wow, I feel much better now, don't you? Since Mount Weather's secret hiding place is not as secret as it once was, FEMA also has alternative safety measures for its essential citizens. As previously mentioned, this vast underground city has, among other amenities, a mass transit system. Why? Well, you see, Mount Weather is the main hub of a network of about 100 other underground facilities. Connector routes to and fro allow for quick relocation of personnel and residents of Underworld America. When imminent danger exists in one location, the mass transit system can transfer people out of harm's way and keep any potential enemy thoroughly baffled. I don't believe that hiding under a stack of furniture will yield the same results, but isn't it nice to know that our tax money will be protecting this essential group of imperial elites, whose main objective is to control and enslave all of us who are of little or no importance? We are living in the last days.
by the Federal Reserve and the web of global commercial banks it supports. On the other